Assalamualaikum, dear parents and students. Welcome to our week 6 of distant learning. I hope everyone is doing great. Our subject is English. We will start with our story, Luke Goes to Bat. Let's start with the warm up. Our essential question is, why is it important to keep trying even when something is hard to do? Wonderful. So, we have to always try our best. Let's try to remember and think about this question. Think about the things you can do now that were difficult at first for you. For example, when you were in the beginning of grade 2 and now you're almost at the end of grade 2. So think of the things which was difficult in the beginning, but now you can do it so nicely. Amazing. So how were you able to do those things? MashaAllah, amazing. By practicing, by asking for help, by looking for feedback, for giving feedback to others. That's how we learn, by trying our best. That's very important. Now, this story is written by Rachel Isadora and it's realistic fiction. Now, let's try to remember what is realistic fiction. So realistic fiction, it is not a true story, but it can happen to real people because it has real problems that can happen to people. There's no magic in the story, there's no animals talking or speaking, so it means it is something which is realistic, which can happen to people. Now, our learning intention is I will be able to read the story. What are we learning about? We are going to learn about Luke Goes to Bat story. Let's start with our learning journey and go through the learning pit. So as a learner, we are always faced with a challenge when we are learning something new. We will find ourselves in the learning pit, but we need to try our best, keep asking questions, asking for help, giving feedback, receiving feedback, and we will find ourselves inshallah soon outside the learning pit successfully. Now let's look into our story. This story is about Luke who loves baseball. Whenever the Dodgers play in Brooklyn, Luke goes up to his roof where he can see the lights of Ebbets Field and imagine each play in the game. Someday he wants to hit a home run like his hero Jackie Robinson, but the kids on Bedford Avenue won't let him play. They would tell him and tease him, "You're just a squirt." Squirt means someone who's not important. The big boys would not allow him to play, allow Luke to play with them. When he finally got one chance to play with the boys, he did not do really good. So when he finally does get a play stickball with the others, he does so badly that he thinks that they will never allow him to play again. And he feels really, really sad. So he goes to his grandmother and she feels that he did not do good in the game. But then his grandma takes him to see Jackie in a real game, and Luke discovers that part of being a hero is never giving up, even when there are two strikes against you and the game seems out of reach. He sees in the game that his hero was struggling in the beginning, but then his hero did not give up. He tried his really best and he won the game. And when he came back, Luke, to his house, when he went up to the roof, he found the ball. And he understood that part of becoming a good baseball player like his hero, he has to never give up and try his level best, even when it's hard, even when he does bad. And finally, he was allowed to play with the boys on the street. And he told himself that I will never give up and I will keep on trying. This is the moral of our story. Now, our self assessment and feedback. You need to ask yourself where you started. What did you know in the beginning? What information did you know? And where are you now? What information did you acquire? What information did you receive now? And what is your next target? What will you do with this information? What are different ways that you can acquire and get more knowledge? Okay, so if you have any questions regarding the story, please feel free to ask your questions. We are here to help you, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for listening.